شيء قدير. ثم الصلاة والسلام على حبيب القلوب الصادقين شمس العارفين السراج الأحمد أبي القاسم محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
ثم الصلاة والسلام على أخيه ووسيله وخليفته بعدي إمام المتقين من المؤمنين صاحب الأحد خندق والخيمة الذي أمه سميت حيدر علي بن أبي طالب صلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
ثم الصلاة والسلام على الصديقة الطاهرة الرضية المرضية المحدثة فاطمة بنت محمد صلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
وآخر السلام على الحسن والحسين وتسة المعصومين من ذرية الحسين حتى إمام الحجة صلوات الله.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
أعظم الله أرجلنا وأرجلكم بمصابتنا للإمام الحسين عليه السلام. قال الله في كتابه الكريم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل لا أسألكم عليهم أجرا إلا المودة في القربى. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Holy Quran says to the Prophet and instructs him, tell the people, your ummah, that you ask nothing of them except for the love of your close ones. But today is a very difficult day for the lovers of Zahra. Brothers, today is a very, very difficult day for the Shia of Ali. Wallah, today is a very difficult day for those who mourn Abu Abdullah. I would like you to close your eyes and take yourself to Karbala, where a lady enters the tent of Imam Sajjad Zain al-Abidin. Her heart is broken, her tears are flowing. She looks at Mawla Sajjad. What can Sayyid Zainab say to Mawla Sajjad? Will she tell him what happened to Qasim? Will she tell him where is Akbar? Will she tell him that the back of Hussein's army has been broken? There is no more Abbas. Or will Zain al-Abidin look at his auntie and say, my auntie, where is my father? He was only here a few moments ago. But before a conversation happens, brothers and sisters, we hear a noise that hasn't been heard for 100 years. If Zain al-Abidin acknowledges that the war is over, he wants to know why horses are moving outside the tent of Abu Abdullah. But before we get to that, before Sayyida Zainab lifts up the side of the tent, I want you to take you back to the point. After the martyrdom of Abul Fadl al-Abbas, where Imam Hussein steps out of his tent, he says a statement for the first time in Ashura that has never been heard. Now Abul Fadl al-Abbas is gone and his back is broken. He says, Hal min nasirin yansuruna. Is there anyone to come and help Abu Abdullah? Is there anyone to come and protect the ladies of Rasulullah? Is there anyone to look after the chadar of Sayyid Ruqayya? Is there anyone to protect the cheeks of Sayyid Zainab? This is the statement of Abu Abdullah. Then there is a noise from the camp as if something has fallen. The women are crying, and Imam Hussein enters the tent. He sees Ali al-Asghar has fallen from his cradle. Have you ever met a son of Ali that never answered a call to fight for Rasulullah's religion? Even this small child answers, Hal min nasirin yansuruna. Mawla Hussein picks up this small Shehzada, he puts him in a cloak and he takes them to the enemy. They thought he was carrying a Quran. Can you imagine the nur of Ali Asghar if they thought he was carrying a Quran? As he goes towards the enemy, for the first time the ranks of the army is broken. Some people say we didn't come here to kill children. We didn't come here to butcher a child. Some people say we will send every one of the sons of Zahra to their death on this day. Umar ibn Saad says to Hurmala, stop the kalam of Aba Abdullah. Hussein notices something's about to happen and he says, I ask you if you think I'm going to take water, I'll leave this child on the sand in which your horses cannot stand on. Allahu Akbar, the army begins to cry, it begins to mourn. And Imam Hussein realizes that they're not going to give anything to his son. At least return the child back to Rubab. As he picks up Ali Asghar, Hurmala begins to pull his bow. They did something in Karbala never done before. I ask you brothers, you all have family that have babies in their family. Have you seen the size of a throat of a 6-month-old child? Have you seen how many centimeters it is from one ear to another ear? But Hurmala decided to pick an arrow, Allahu Akbar, a 3-headed arrow to kill this shaheed. But they asked Hurmala, why was it 3 times you dropped your arrow when you tried to aim at this child? He said, every time I aimed at Ali Asghar, there was a woman in black standing between me and Aba Abdullah. On the last time I closed my eyes, Allahu Akbar, when the arrow broke through Aba Abdullah's arms, historians say that Ali Asghar, brothers, he made a movement like a fish out of water as he was gasping for air. When the arrow hit Ali Asghar, Imam Hussein saw the blood start to pour. I ask you brothers, why did Imam Abu Abdullah take 7 steps forward and 7 steps back? Was it because he didn't want to show the children of Rasul what happens when a child asks for water? Was it that he didn't want to show Rubab the damage that has been done? I tell you brothers, in my opinion, how can you take a child back to the mother when the body is in one hand and the head is in another? Out of all of the Shuhada of Karbala, Ali Asghar was the only one buried. And when Imam Hussein came back to the tent and he began to bury Ali Asghar, he didn't even have the water to put on the sand in that qabr. Allahu Akbar, now Abu Abdullah is completely by himself. He starts to leave and a woman runs after him out of the khayma. She says a famous line, Mahlan, Mahlan, Yabna Zahra. Wait, Abu Abdullah, don't go so quickly. Abu Abdullah comes to Sayyid Zainab and they have a discourse only brothers and sisters can know about. Sayyid Zainab is asked by Abu Abdullah, when our mother was dying, she whispered something into your ear, but you never told me what she said. Sayyid Zainab went into the khayma, she bought a shirt. She said, I was told to put this shirt on you, because when the enemy will attack you, Abu Abdullah, from every side, they will leave you almost as if you had no clothes on your body. But I want to ask you, my brother, when our mother was dying, she also whispered something into your ears. What did she say? Abu Abdullah gets on his knees, Bichari kisses the hands of Sayyida Zainab. Your Ashura hasn't come, Bibi, it's yet to come. He wants to tell Sayyida Zainab that after his death she will be dragged to Kufa. Does he want to tell Sayyida Zainab that she will go through the bazaars of Sham? Does he want to tell Sayyidah Zainab that she will leave his princess in that Sham. At this point they decide to leave. Imam Hussein bids his farewell. He gets on Dhul Jannah and he says, oh my horse, everybody we've taken back and forward from the battlefield, this is your last journey. Let's go to the Maidan of Karbala. But the horse won't move. It starts to lower its head. He says, Dhul Jannah, I know you're tired, but when I die, maybe they may give you water. But the horse still won't move from the khayma. When Imam Hussein looks down, he realizes what's hugging the horse's feet. He realizes that Sayyidah Sukaina is holding him to the feet of the horse. She says to her father, I know you want to go, but I have two requests. If you have to go, let us go back to Medina. Oh, Sayyidah Ruqayya, there is no Medina for you after now. All that is left for you is the whip of shimmer on your back. Ya Sayyidah Ruqayya, all is left for you is the ripping of earrings from your ears. Ya Sayyidah Ruqayya, you will run from the 10th as they are on fire looking for your father, whose body won't have a head. This is for you, Ruqayya. Allahu Akbar. She says, my father, I ask you only one thing. Before you go, as you submitted to death, allow me to rest my head on one last pillow. It is all that I request. Imam Hussein does something that he only ever did for Akbar. He lies on the ground of Karbala. Sayyidah Ruqayya puts her head on the chest of her father. Can you imagine that scene, brothers and sisters, when you know what's about to happen? When you know the situation? After a while, Imam Hussein alayhi salam gets on his horse, he rides to the enemy. They know that this is not any ordinary man. Wallah, he is the son of Ali. They begin to shower arrows on his body from left and from right. They say, your master was covered with so many arrows and spears. He looked like a hedgehog in the desert. When your master felt the pangs of war, they began to throw arrows at the neck of Abu Abdullah. When he fell from his horse, he was trying to find a place. The historians narrate that he was moving around on the floor like he was rolling over. They asked why. Because he was trying to find a place to lie where the arrows wouldn't pierce his body. Allahu Akbar. Abu Abdullah's in sajda, and people start to surround his body. The time is near, brothers. This is the time when the skies will weep blood on the day of Ashura. Every person, every shaheed, he saw the Rasul come to him with a cup of Kauthar. But poets narrate Abu Abdullah didn't see the Prophet. Who did he see, brothers? He saw Fatima the Zahra. She says, my Hussein, I've been waiting for you to come back to me. How was your war? How was your victory? Abu Abdullah says, Allah, they killed Qasim. They killed Akbar. They broke the arms and tore the arms of Abbas. And they killed my Asr. I have nothing left on this earth, your mother, my Fatima. At this point, Shimad Joshin Maloon comes up behind Abu Abdullah. He kicks our master onto his back. And they say, according to books of history, your master's head was severed. I don't believe that. Brothers, if you're severed, you only cut one time from something. But your master's body was hacked. It was ripped. His head was torn from his shoulders. Shimadin Joshin hacked at Abu Abdullah's body 12 times until his body came off. But I leave you with this last statement. After the death of Abdullah, the noise was heard from Syed Zainab. He lifts up the tent, and what does he see?
beneath the horses. His body was thrown from left to right.